Hey there, everybody. I realized that I've shown a lot of the manicures that I've done with all of the Maniology products that I have, but I've never actually talked about the products themselves, like what I'm using, what I think is necessary, and all that. So in this video, I'm going to go through some of the polishes and tools that I say are Maniology must-haves, and there's a couple that are not necessarily must-haves, but definitely useful, although there are some alternatives that you can use. So first up, going with polishes, of course, you need standard black and white. For Maniology, we have the black is the straight up black. See right there. And it stamps really, really well. Obviously, it's great for outlines. The nice thing about Maniology polish is it can also be used as a base polish. So you can use this as a base color as well. You can see on my current manicure, it's outlined in the straight up black. So you can see that gives it a nice pop. And then this is the Bam White. Looks like this bottle needs a little bit of mixing. But this is the other good to have. It's a nice crisp white color, so it's very versatile. And please ignore my poor naked thumb. The tip broke off the other day. I haven't had a chance to replace it yet, so it looks a little funny. And the other polish that I absolutely love, that I say is a must-have, is this one here. This one is called Frozen. And the reason I love this polish so much, it's almost like a pearlescent kind of color. The video doesn't really do it justice, but it stamps so beautifully on every color that I've tried it on. You can see on both the black and the white, it shows up really, really well. It looks gorgeous over top of like a nice light blue color. So this is so versatile. I think it's definitely a must-have for anyone who maybe doesn't have the budget to get a ton of different polishes. This one you can do a ton with. So the other couple things that you would need that are must-haves, this is, in terms of polish anyways, this is the sticky base coat. This is super great for doing reverse stamping, which is again what my current mani is. It's where you stamp the outline onto your stamper and then fill in the different colors on the stamper and then apply the whole thing to your nail once it's dry. Now, because it's dry, you need something tacky on your nail that'll make it stick, and that's what this base coat is for. It also works really, really well if you use any kind of artificial press-ons or tips or anything like that, because the polish doesn't dry as tacky on there in my experience. So this helps it adhere to the false nail. It's super, super great to have. Last, in terms of polishes, this is the No Smudge Top Coat, or the smudge-free top coat. It's what's called a water-based top coat. It's not actually any water in there. That's just the term that they use for this type, this formula. And what's really great is if you've ever stamped in the past, you'll notice that a typical top coat, you'll get smears in your beautiful design. As soon as you're done, you go to put it on there and then the whole design just smears, and it's so sad after putting all of that work in. So if you put this on your design and then cap it with a regular top coat, it'll keep it from smearing and it'll keep this nice crisp line like I have on mine. I don't recommend using this on its own because it is that water-based formula. It does chip off a little bit easier, so the best thing to do is just put it over top of the physical design, leaving room around the edges, and then put a typical top coat over top of that, and capping the free edge and all of that, and that'll help keep it sealed in and smudge free. So now moving on to tools. Of course, for stamping, you're going to need an actual stamper. This is the one that I've been using the most recently. This is the monocle stamper from Maniology. The reason I like this is because of its big surface area. Like this entire design all of these designs on my fingers easily fit on this. Like this will, you can see it covers like way more than my actual nail, and my fingers are on the smaller side. So even those of you with bigger nails, this will pick up huge images. You could put across a couple different nails. Obviously, the best part about it is it's crystal clear, so you can see through. This is the bottom side of it, so you can see where you're putting your design, particularly if you're layering stamps. It makes it so much easier. One thing I want to share, because I just learned about this the other day. This is the bottom of the stamper. It's usually popped in right here. Now, if you pop that out and put it in the top, you'll see these little ridges right here. You put it in the top like that, then put the stamper back in. Not only will the bottom not pop out, but the top isn't going to push down in through the base of the stamper, which sometimes can be a problem with the monocle stamper. Doing it this way, it's up against this plastic piece, so it's not going to do that anymore. So it's going to be super helpful. Thank you, whoever came up with that. You are a genius. Now you can see with this, it's super squishy, which is really nice, because, and it's a little bit tacky, so it does a good job of picking up the polishes, and it gives it a nice crisp clear line, which is utterly amazing. It's the best stamper I have ever used. So another product that I say is an absolute must-have is this little pineapple grabber from Maniology. It picks up cotton. It's got these little claws on it. My cotton ball got a little stuck in there. So it has acetone all over it, so it got a little sticky. It's got these little grabber claws. So it picks up the cotton ball for you. So then you use this to wipe down your plates, or if you're cleaning up, if you have a mat that you're using or something like that, then it keeps your fresh manicure away from the acetone. This has been a lifesaver. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally gotten the cotton ball stuck to my finger because of the acetone and ruined the manicure that I just worked on because I was trying to clean off the plate. This little beauty is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The other must-have for stamping is a little scraper card. If you get a stamper from Maniology, it comes with a little scraper card like this. You can tell this one is very well loved. I actually have a new one in the plastic here that I haven't used from the last stamper that I got. And this is just for scraping off the polish from the stamping plate. So this is 100% necessary. Bigger scraping cards apparently work better, but I have yet to try that yet. I will let you know when I do, and I'll see if that is true. But these do work pretty well. I have heard and seen pictures that acetone can actually like melt these a little bit, so be super duper careful when you're using these. The acetone doesn't touch them. Same with the stampers. If you get acetone anywhere on either on the plastic or on the actual stamper head itself, it's going to get cloudy and you're not going to be able to see through it anymore. So never use acetone to clean your stamping head or the plastic. For that, you're going to want to use like Scotch tape or a lint roller or another product that I'll be coming up to in a few minutes here that I'll talk about as my not a must-have, but very helpful product, which I am kind of moving into now. Those are kind of all of my, I definitely think you should have these products if you're nail stamping. Other things that are super useful, there's this little pineapple holder I actually got in one of the monthly subscription boxes from Maniology. What's super cool about this is it holds your little pineapple grabber and it holds the scraping card for you. So you don't have to go looking for the scraper card like you set it down on the table, now you can't find it. It's sitting here in your handy little thing. You can just quickly grab it, scrape, put it back in. It's really nice to have. Not 100% necessary, but super duper helpful. Another thing along those lines, this is a little nail art brush I also got from a subscription box. It's actually a set of 3. This is just the one I happen to have out. It's got this beautiful rainbow handle on it. I use this brush anytime I'm doing reverse stamping, which is, again, what I mentioned is what is currently on my nails. So filling in all of those colors that you see, with the flowers and the leaves, I did that with this brush. Some people do use dotting tools, like you see these everywhere with these swirly kind of handles. Those do work pretty well. I personally like the brushes better. I tend to get better control, and I tend to not smudge up the outline more when I use the brushes. That's why I love these, and they're super, super fine. You can see that they're super fine tips. You can do all of these tiny little details, and it's super duper nice. Okay, another thing, also from a subscription box. These are cuticle tape nail protectors. So they're these little U-shaped stickers, basically, that you put around the outside of your nail, and it keeps the polish off of your skin, and then you just peel it off when you're done. These particular ones were from the fall box, so they're a nice golden fall themed. They have, I think, both black and like multicolored ones on the website. They're all super pretty, but they're super handy. They make cleanup way easier, especially if you're like me and you're kind of messy and you get like the stamping all over your cuticle, and then you have to try and get it off. This makes it so much easier. There's also like paint-on, like latex ones that are on the website as well. Personally, they didn't work as well for me, but I know a lot of people do love them, so those are also super great for that as well, for minimizing the cleanup afterwards. Okay, this is the last Maniology product. This is the Sticky Stamper Base Station. It's just this little box here, and this is an old sheet, but I'll kind of give you an idea, because the sheets have 2 different layers to them. I've actually had this for a while, so the sheets are getting down towards the bottom, and it's getting a lot harder to get them out. But this is the top of it here, and this is just a piece of paper. It has the nail templates on it, as well as some space to write notes on them. So you can kind of plan out your next mani on this. And then you can see in the corner here it says peel, and then you peel off this, and it reveals this, which, as you can tell, is sticky. This is how you clean off your stamper. So remember when I said, you know, you can use a lint roller, or there's a product you can use, and that's this. So this is super sticky. You can see here, these are designs I didn't get a super great pickup on when I was working on my current manicure. So I just use this to clean off the stamper. Super helpful. You can use tape. You can use, like I said, you can use tape. You can use a lint roller. This is super nice to have, because you just kind of set it there and it's ready to go, and then you just pop it down on there and it's all done. And then you just close it up and it's out of the way. The one last thing that I didn't mention earlier, it's not a Maniology thing, but just in general for having, for doing nail stamping, is acetone. This is a little light, but this particular bottle I have has a little like push down top on it. Makes it a lot easier to dispense. For the life of me, I couldn't tell you where I got it, but it's super nice to have. But having 100% acetone is super good to have around, even if that's not what you use to clean off your actual nails, because you use this to clean off the stamping plates, using acetone to clean off the plates. That's what's going to clean it up the best and keep it the clearest and not cloudy or anything like that. So I definitely recommend having at least some acetone laying around. Okay, I think that's all that I have in terms of must-have items. Um, I definitely think that if you're trying to grow your polish collection, having at least one shade in every color of the rainbow is good. You can always have more than one shade. As anyone would tell you, you can never have too much polish, even though your wallet might disagree. So, but having at least one of every color means that you can do, nice colorful and things like this. So you at least have like, oh, I don't have a blue polish, so I can't do, whatever blue theme I'm going for, whatever like that. So that is that. I think that is all that I have in terms of products that I would recommend. If you have any questions, you just feel free to pop them down in the comments or shoot me a message. And I will see you all later.